Hello everyone, Anitra here, and I wanted to show you a card I made for Laura, who is Littleluluscraps on YouTube. Her 1000 subby Pinterest inspired card giveaway. And this has been open for almost a month now. It's going to stay open until I believe August 17th, so you have a little bit more time if you wanted to get in there and enter her little challenge giveaway. And what her challenge was is that you were to make a card inspired by one of the cards that she has on her Pinterest boards. And on Pinterest, I believe she's Lulu Scraps or Laura Strickland. I think it comes up Laura Strickland. And she has like 1,000 pins, but they're all like super organized as far as like different kind of cards, like what you might be into. She has a techniques board, a vintage board, a scraps board. They're all super organized. So it was real fun to go in there and look at her pins and what kind of cards she kind of inspired by. So I found one pin that I had liked. It was by Christine Dickinson, and her blog is christinedickinson.blogspot.com, and I believe she made this card for jelly bean soup. So I believe it's using a lot of jelly bean products on here, but she has a recipe on what she used on her card on her blog, and again that was christinedavidson.blogspot.com. And I kind of like the way it was kind of like a brighter color, and I know Laura likes craft, so I liked that there was a craft base. So this was my take on that card. It's really similar. I didn't have the same papers, but I used what I did have. This particular paper here is from Webster's Pages. It was one of the papers that I received from Laura in her Christmas in July package to me. And then I used the Stampin' Up! A Stampin' Up! Set here. It was a two-step process where you stamp the pattern first and then the black outline. And I used my trusty Stamp-A-Majig to make sure it would line up really nice. And on this, it's just a piece of paper bag cardstock from the craft outlet that I ran through my crimper. And let's see, I just tied some twine that I had. I know on this one it was a little bit thicker, but I used this thinner twine and just wrapped it several times around the little banner here. And this little pink, I used this one because I thought it brought up the pink in here. And this is a little piece of scrap from the Primus Fairy Rhymes. And this stamp here, this little note paper, is from Stamper's Best. And again, one of the stamps from Stampin' Up! And I stitched, there you go, I stitched all the way around my pattern paper. And then on the inside, you know, she had wanted hello or thank you cards, or like funny cards that she could send her mother-in-law, I believe, or her mom. And so I just used thank you on here because I didn't have this hello die. I've seen it around and I really like it, so have to look for that one. And then on the inside it's just blank, so she could put whatever she wants. And then again, I put some of the Fairy Rhymes paper in there. So that's my card that I made for Laura's challenge, and I will be sending this to her along with some things that I left out of her July package. But also while I was looking on her boards under the vintage cardboard, I saw this image, and I was like, it caught my eye because this is my card. I made this card for Papercraft Star, so I was really, that's my daughter, I was really surprised to see it on there, and I was kind of happy. I was like, alright, Laura has one of my cards on there. So of course I had to make her the same card because I do have the same item still. And this is a image from Ida La Mija. She's an Etsy seller, and I'll put her link down at the bottom. And these are just papers from Authentique. And I know that's one of Laura's, she likes that paper line. And then this embossing folder, I believe, is from Sizzix. And what I do is I embossed it and then just sprinkled some, what's it called? It melts. Embossing powder. And I didn't even put any ink on it for it to stick. I just let it fall where it did, and I heated it from the bottom. And that's what embossed it. And on this image here, I went around with some Versamark so that the embossing powder would hold. And then I heat embossed it to get that gold. And this flower was inspired by a flower that Larissa gave me, who is Country Butterfly Girl. She makes the most beautiful flowers, handmade flowers. And this one I like that she made out of music paper, and she had tea dyed it or distressed it on the side, and I thought it looked really good with here. So in my original card I had used one of her flowers, but of course this is the only one I have left of her flowers, so I'm keeping it. And I just kind of made my own using kind of her pattern and some seam binding. So these will be going to Laura. I'll be sending them off to her. That's what the inside looks like. And Laura, I hope you liked the cards, and thank you for the opportunity. This was fun. I love your pins, and I hope you all get a chance to enter and play along. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye.